Alright guys, today I'm going to be taking out a compressor out of this Grand Aire Package Unit. Let me turn it around like this. I'm going to be able to show y'all everything because I'm holding the camera and I got to do it all by myself. But as you can see, this compressor right here, the terminal's blue. I don't know if you can get a good look at it though, but you see all that black on the inside, on the cavity of it. Yeah, that's the refrigerant that spilled out of the compressor. So what we're gonna have to do here, what you do first is you want to take a look at everything that you got going on around here, wires and everything, before you just jump into everything, so you don't, mess anything else up. What I'm gonna do, that wire right there, I'm gonna move that out the way. May replace that if the prongs on the inside of that is bad. But your discharge line and your liquid line, those will have to be sweated off. This one right here and this one right here at the top. Also, we're going to replace that filter dryer, because anytime you replace a compressor, which is this black part right here, you want to also change the filter. And since we had a burnout, we're going to put some acid away in there too. We're going to also replace this capacitor right here. As you can see, that capacitor is bubbled up. That right there is a visual look to let you know that that capacitor is blown. So we're going to replace that too. After that, once I get this compressor out, I'm gonna start it back up. Oh yeah, one thing that I forgot to tell y'all. First thing you do is always cut the power off. Make sure you don't have any power going to the unit before you do anything. If you have a field piece, you can use this right here. Press that middle button and just go up and down on it where your contactor at, where your high voltage at. And if it don't make a sound, you know you don't have any power. I'll demonstrate that and turn the power on and let y'all see what I'm talking about. You hear that? That lets you know we got voltage going through there. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off. Let me show it again now. See, you don't hear nothing. That's one way you can tell that you got power or not. No voltage is going through there. So now we're going to go ahead and use these torches. Normally, if it wasn't a blowout, we'll recover the refrigerant with the recovery machine. But since this is a blowout, the terminal blew out of the compressor, so there's a big hole in there. We don't have to do that because this unit has no refrigerant in there. So like I say again, I'm going to sweat these copper lines off of this compressor, and then I'm going to come back on here. Okay guys, I got the compressor out. As you can see, looked like it was a fairly smooth job, but I did have a little resistance. Just a little resistance with that suction line right there. That big one. But I got it out. Put a rag right there because that's where a Schrader valve is at. Right there. And it has an oversized Schrader core on the inside, which a normal Schrader core remover won't be able to get it. So you put a wet rag right there, and that way that heat will absorb that rag instead of going into that Schrader core and melting that Schrader core that's on the inside of it, melting the rubber gasket that's around it. So you do that. That'll leave you with no problems with that. Also, I didn't have to put too much heat for that discharge line right there, so I didn't have to do one for that one. But if I had to put enough heat on it, I would have wrapped that and also wrapped that reversing valve right there that you see, because you don't want the valves to mess up either. I probably would have wrapped that sensor right there too, so that wouldn't overheat and fault. But I got that out. Here it is right here. People who have took out a compressor knows that compressors aren't the lightest thing in the world. Got that eye knob. I don't know if you can see it though, but that's where you can see where the terminal blew out of. It's supposed to be 3 terminals there. One blew, and that's where the refrigerant all went out. Here's the new one. And as you can see the 3 prongs right there. This one only has 2. That one has 3. Now, since this is a warranty job or whatever, the manufacturers will not take it unless you seal the compressor off when you return it. So at the end, I'm gonna compress those down and solder it to seal it. When you do get a new compressor, you want to make sure you use everything they give you what's new. Gave me new garments for the bottom. And they also, sometimes they don't do this, but sometimes they do if you get lucky. They gave me a new plug. I'm also use that new plug too. Because like I say, it was a burnout. And that old plug, which is over there, could be faulty. There it is right there. Could be faulty. So we're gonna do that, and oh yeah, we're gonna pull this in here. Let me go and get it before I forget while I'm talking to you all. Gonna pull some of this up in here. Anytime you have a burnout in your compressor, you want to pull that up in there. You know, that'll neutralize any acid that's up in your copper lines or anything. That way you won't have any compressor failures when you get this new compressor put in. There's nothing I hate but when a person do a job like this and the customer spend all that money, and then a month or so later that compressor done went out because you failed to do it properly. But now I'm gonna go in and put this compressor back, this new one up in here, braze it together. I forgot I'm also gonna take that filter dryer out and put a new one in. I'm going to do that right now. But when I come back to you, it's gonna be a new filter dryer right there and a new compressor right there brazed in. See you when I see you. Okay, y'all, I'm back. As you can see, I got the compressor in, all brazed and soldered or whatever. I got my new filter dryer in. As you can see, this one is a little bigger, but it's still a biflow. What you want is a biflow if it's a heat pump. If it's a straight cool, you can use a single direction. Put the new capacitor in right now because it's about to start raining and everything. Gonna get through wiring my terminal plug back together, the new one, for the compressor. I'm pulling a vacuum right now, as you can see, with the gauges. I'm gonna cover this up with a box so it don't get wet, and clean up the area right now. You know, as you can see, what I said when I talked about sealing the old compressor up. As you can see, I sealed it up and everything. Like I say, warehouses and manufacturers won't take it back unless it's sealed up. They will return it back to the company. So let me hurry up and get everything. To let you know the steps that I did after I brazed everything in, I did add 350 pounds of nitrogen in there. Waited about 15 minutes, let it heal. Didn't have any leaks. I also double checked with my leak bubble on everywhere that I brazed. Didn't have any leaks, so that's why I'm going through my soldering. You want to make sure it's a minimum of 500 microfarads when you're pulling a vacuum. If I'm mumbling right now, it's because I'm trying to hurry up and talk fast. But you want to, no minimum is 500 microns. I like to get it down to around 250. Then let me know, and I'll let you see that or whatever, how low I'm gonna let it get to when I'm finished. And then all that black stuff, I would wash it out normally so it can be, you know, clean once it's time to get serviced and everything. But the residence doesn't have their water on right now. So I had to wet my rag. I had to use my water bottle right there. So I'm not able to wash that down right now. They don't have the water on. So hopefully next time when I come back out to service this unit or whatever, they'll have the water on. But I'm gonna go and clean up my mess around here because I hate working around a lot of mess. And I'll get back with you. Right here, I just did my vacuum, like I said, put it down to around 450. Took it off because of the moisture. It was raining and everything, so the moisture made it hard. Went on and added about 7.5 refrigerant R410. As you can see, my numbers are looking good on the pressure. Everything's looking good up in here. But right now, what I'm about to do is, what you want to do is every time you finish a job or whatever, you still want to just go and get your measurements, your readings and everything. You know, check your amps and everything. Make sure everything is going right, that you don't have any problems or whatever. So I'm gonna go and check my amps on my compressor. Got 10.7. Check my fan amps. 1.4, which is good. And I'm gonna check my blower amps, which should be this wire right here. 1.9. So we pretty good on that. I'm going to write everything down. And it's another finished job here. On to the next one. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Kind of learned something. Have any questions or whatever. I know I probably missed out on explaining something or whatever. If I did, let me know. Ask me some questions or whatever. And I'll try to see if I can help out or whatnot. You know, you may have some advice for me. You know, we all can learn from each other. But till then, this is my first one ever that I recorded. Not my first job I ever done, but this is the first one I ever recorded. Hope y'all enjoyed it. See you later.